Alright, it's time for episode 1 of Noblesse. Before you've watched this episode, it's highly recommended you watch the OVA. It's about 30 minutes, like the average episode length. Watch that first, and then hop on this. With that being said, let's just get started in 3, 2, 1, go. So in the OVA, our main character is called Rai. That's his nickname. He has a really long ass Latin name. Um, and what I interpreted was that it's like Black Butler, but like CL isn't the young master, it's Sebastian as the master. And there's like a lot of like vampire stuff going on. And the bad guys in the story are the organization or something. And they want to go ahead and kill Rai because he's too strong. Like, I don't really know the premise of, like, it's a vampire noble who's super strong, who has mind control power, and he's adjusting to the modern society because he's been a slumber for 820 years. Like, what's the end game? Just killing the organization? Look at this guy, looking like Jacopo. Vocaloid. Shark and hammer. Japan to kill the Noblesse. I know this is like an action anime, which I don't really partake in because it's kind of. I'm more into the mental and emotional appeal of shows. Like, what? I don't want to sound like a broken record, but like, what's the purpose? Like, all I can really think is that they're trying to kill him, and that's it. Like with the other webtoon shows like Tower of God and God of High School, there's a purpose. Like they had to essentially fight to survive and become the top of their show. But like here, like I don't. Maybe I'm just blind. And the high school director is a freaking servant of Rai. Well, that's Agent 18 or 21, one of those from the OVA. They had a guy who was number 24 who looked exactly like Mr. X from Resident Evil. He died, but you know. And then like the Noble Mansion got turned into a fucking school campus. So the lab experiments. It's a pretty good ass, pal. Bet. Bruh, M24 fucking exploded himself. And plus, like, Rai has this mind. He has the Geass from Code Geass. Like, the only way they killed Lelouch was by killing himself. So, I have no idea how they're gonna try and beat this fucking noble. Old ass noble. Who was in the Dio casket from JoJo Part 3. He's going to attend class. Because he's technically a student in this. In the school. And he sits beside this orange haired guy. It's funny because with a guy who looks like him, you'd think he's a vampire who would be allergic to sunlight. But he's not. It's a dog. You know someone's gonna Photoshop and put a big old dick on that thing. And I'm not happy classes are virtual, so I can play on my phone however I want. There's garlic in it. So like their dynamic is that they're just friends, right? The orange and Megane, classes boy. Is that the voice of Dice from Hit Mike? No, 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 no. That's a totally different person. Or maybe not. I don't know. What is Hypnosis microphone? And then the enemy's gonna come and blow up the school, right? Like, there's gotta be some sort of, like, obvious conflict, and a good story needs a conflict. Like, something that's, like, right in front of you. And if there is no established conflict, this is going to be a huge shit show. And I'm not calling it a shit show now. I'm just saying, without the conflict, there needs to be something. And the organization trying to go after Rai is kind of not established. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to say. Because if you look at it from a different angle, I know you're supposed to hate the bad guys, but you can cheer them because they have a motive. They want to kill this fucking guy. And honestly, all this guy can really do is the whole mind control gimmick. There's got to be a loophole to get around the mind control thing. This fucking background. Aw, nostalgia. And then they all died. I mean, how recent has this school been made? Like, I know I'm just being really nitpicky, but it's like, you gotta fill the holes in the logic. Look at this guy. Oh. She tripped. And the big guy's mad? Oh, this is just starting to get stupid. This guy's about to get beat with a guy with one arm. So these are just random gangsters who have no affiliation with the Union. Damn. Broke his fucking cast. Hmm. Yeah, don't fuck with anyone with superhuman shit because they're a test subject. Nice. Fucking Hokuto no Ken reference. He went back to the cafeteria to eat. He's a test subject. Only the cool looking one survived. They love their V-neck shirts, don't they? To find my own self-identity. Because he can be an ally. And he can find himself. And then here's the Union. What the fuck kind of slut ass shirt? And it's shitty because you know each one of these guys is gonna get their ass kicked real fast. So I don't know how to feel about this show. I mean, I guess to a casual it would be like a hot plate like of like food, right? But it, if you're seasoned like me, and I'm not tooting my horn because I've been doing this forever, you gotta follow the logic of good storytelling, right? I know that this is just episode 1. There's like 12 more episodes or 11, either or. What is our conflict? These guys are trying to kill Ray. That's our conflict, okay? Is that it? There's like other side stuff like M21 or whatever, like trying to find himself and live for and carry the will of M24. And like you got Rai trying to live in modern society despite being in slumber for like 820 years. And then there's the big bad guys of the Union, who also look like nobles. I don't know. Maybe it's just me because I fell off the wheel for Tower of God and God of High School. I fucking didn't like those. They were too linear and too boring. Like, I'll give it a couple more episodes just to see if it changes the taste. First, this taste is kinda bland, and then maybe in the second episode it's gonna turn sour, and then the third episode's gonna turn sweet. The, there's got to be some sort of like transformation between each episode, because like it can be like one third part right at school doing being accustomed to modern society, another third of like the other kids like fighting or something, and then another third of actual story with the Union. If they keep doing that, I mean, it's people just gonna skip to the end part for the storytelling and not all the hunky dory. But that's just my opinion. Fucking, I'm not. I'm not gonna be like, oh, what I say is true. It's just that I'm pointing out that there needs to be a little bit more spice, you know? And with such a big platform like Crunchyroll being behind this project, you're gonna need a lot of spice to live up to the hype that you've been portraying, you know? Like, like stuff like Doctor Stone and Tower of God and God of High School, and now we got Noblesse. It's like, give us something to work with, okay? But that's the end of my rant. Like, comment, subscribe, and on to the next. Yeah!